Today I will be completing the math calculator section for the April 2019 SAT exam. This will be the last video of the April 2019 SAT exam set because the math test calculator is the final section of the math section and of the SAT overall. Question 1. What value of x satisfies the equation above? Now you can distribute and then just separate the like terms and stuff like that, but we could also just divide by 5, and then we get left over x minus, and we can divide by 5 because these two terms are divisible by 5. So x minus 3 equals 10 divided by 5 is 2, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. Then we can subtract the x, and since we're gonna have an x left over here, we can subtract the negative to isolate the x. So negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. And we can check that. You didn't really have to do this also. There's 3 ways. You could have distributed it, you could have divided it, or you could have just plugged in. So negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. 10 times negative 4 is negative 40 plus 5 is negative 35. Negative 35 equals negative 35. So it's true. Number 2. 21 x. So if he goes from point P to point Q and then from point Q to point R. And what's the total distance? Okay. So 2 boxes equals 1 kilometer. And we're trying to find the total distance in kilometers. So 2 boxes. Okay, so this is 1 kilometer. This is 2 kilometers. This is 3 kilometers. This is 4 kilometers. This is 5 kilometers. This is 6. Now we're asking here, this point. So it's 5.5. Y equals x plus 2. Okay. So we substitute. Let's first do the multiplication. We can add this part. So let's first multiply this and this because it's y, which is this value, and then z is this value. So multiply both of them. So we get x plus 1/2 times 2x minus 3. Okay, and then we multiply, so FOIL. So 2x times x is 2x squared, and then negative 3 times x is negative 3x, and then 2 times 2x times 1/2 is x, and then negative 3 times 1/2 is negative 3/2, and then these combine to, let's just call that negative 2x, right? Okay, and then we have to add, we multiply these, yes, but we have to add the leftover y, which is x plus 1/2. We leave this part. There is no x squared. So negative 2x plus x is negative x. So this is the only one that's... And then negative 3/2 plus 1/2 is negative 1.5 plus 0.5 is negative 1. So the constant will be negative 1. Okay. So that is choice A. And to move on to question 4. An electric company charges Jerome $0.05 per kilowatt hour of energy using it. If Jerome was charged $36 by the electric company, how many kilowatt hours? So we could do 0.05 and then the number of hours of energy, x equals 36. Divide by 0.05. Divide by 0.05. So the same, if you divide by half, you multiply it by 2. So we could, and then we add the 0. So 36 times 2 is 72. Add the 0, 720. Question 5. A scientist conducted an experiment and selected a random sample of runners from a list of... 1 second, my dog is barking. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Okay. Scientists conduct an experiment and select a random sample of runners from a list of all high school track. The scientists. Which one find safely generalized? Okay. So where did we take the sample from? We took it from a list of all high school track. So this is our general population. This is how safe we can be. So all high school from a certain city. So it'll be choice B. Okay, that one was pretty easy. All runners know that's too biased. All from the country, too biased. And all high school athletes, that's too biased. You want a sample from the high school students in the city. Okay, next. Which of the following come so we can we can factor this. We can factor out 4. Yes, this is a factoring question. Okay. So 4 times x squared plus x minus 6. Could we factor this? 1 multiplies to negative 6 adds to 1. That's okay, got it. That's x plus 3 times x minus 2. Because 3 minus 2 is 1 and 3 times negative 2 is 6. That'll be choice 2. X minus, it doesn't matter which order. Raymond's weekly guide, there's a bachelor. So there's a base salary plus the overtime pay for the 40-hour work week. Okay. 800 plus 30, where X is the total number. Yes, over. That makes sense. The base salary. How much you got at the start? All these other choices are related to the salary over the 40 hours, which is not what we want. It's asking for the base salary, which is 800. And you could even figure that based on the first sentence. A base salary plus overtime pay. This is the base salary, and this is the overtime pay right here. So that's pretty easy. Okay, a city with 120,000 voting up now eliminated on the city street. An independent company randomly surveys to see whether. Okay, so 60%, and then there's a margin. Anytime there's a margin of error, its high end could be, we add plus or minus 2% of the margin of error to get the considerable interval. So we add, it can go as high as 62% because we're adding 2%. It can go as low as 58%, and we're confident about it's a plausible conclusion for the number of residents who would support. So exactly no. This is like too sure of it. This is like too conclusive. We can't be. Yes. This is the interval we're confident in. On November 1st, there were 2,500 bucks. On December 1st, there were 15. Okay, so December 1st. On December 1st, there were 0.85 fewer. So 15%, which is 1 minus 0.15, and then of 2,000. Okay, calculator. Okay, so that will be 2,125. Okay, and January. Okay, I did that wrong. January 1st, there was, okay, so 1.2 of the 2125. And that will be, let's see, probably 2,550. How many boxes were there on the, oh, we just calculated it. That's it. That was pretty easy. 2125 is the trick answer. That's for December. Jonathan needs to earn at least 175 here. So at least, so, okay, this is system of equations. 10 and the law, he learns 10 per hour. Let's say L is the number of hours he works at the, yes, okay. So 10L plus, and then G is the gym, so it's 8G. And this is the cost. the profit. So it's to be greater than or equal to 1, because he has to earn at least 175. And then you need one for the hours. So L plus G has to be, let's see, at most. So that's less than or equal to. Let's see which one that is. It's choice C. I mean, wait. I mean, you really could have done this based off of just the signs. You really, because greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. And then you would have known these two were out. Because these both have less than or equal to. And then you're left with these two, and then you would just know these are opposites. So you didn't even have to just do the equation like I did. Graphs of the corresponding future values in dollars of the investment for different annual rates are. One graph shows the value when the interest. Okay, so the daily one is this one, and the annual one is this one. So as R increases at a constant rate, okay, V increases more rapidly. So if it's annual, it'll go faster. No, because it's below it. The daily one will go faster. So daily, that's the answer. Yes, because it's going faster, it's increasing exponentially. Greater than this one. For gym class, I can be informed. She ran 17 miles and. Okay, which of the following is the best interpretation? So she ran. First of all, she ran. So you didn't walk. Okay, and walk for. So if she ran for this many miles, okay. So D, if you know this formula, distance equals rate or velocity, same thing, times time. So the distance is 7t miles equals, and then the t represents the time, right? It says right here. So 7 times t, which means that this is the rate and this is the time, which means that she ran at a rate of 7. She ran at a rate of 7 miles per hour. What is the value of t? Oh my god, we have to isolate. This sucks. Okay, we have to use this equation. So, okay, what's 3 times 13 over 15? That's 2.6. Okay, so 7t. Okay, 7t plus, we can worry about this. Just don't ignore this. 3 times negative 3 is negative 3t. 7t minus 3t, we get 4t. And then we do, let's 3 times 13 over 15, that's plus 2.6 equals 4. 2.6, 4 minus 2.6, that's 1.4. 1.4 divided by 4. So 1.4 divided by 4. What is that? Let's see. You could also plug in these choices into 0.35. Okay, which one will give us 0.35? Let's plug in the fractions. 7 out of 50. That's 0.14. 7 out of 20. That's 0.35. We match. That's choice B. What was the total distance she spent walking and running? So the total distance she spent walking and running was 4 miles. She completed the 4-mile walking and running. But this is in miles. Okay, what I like to do is conversion, dimensional analysis. So 4 miles times 1 mile over 1.61 kilometers. And these miles cancel. Oh, sorry about that. These miles cancel out. Then 4 times 1.61. I mean, just off of estimate, it's gonna be this. Yeah, it is. If it was choice D, it would have to be over 2 times. So. Which of the following is a graph of system equations that have no solution? Okay, no solution means the slopes are parallel. This means choice A. These are intersecting. Opposite reciprocals, yeah. Perpendicular. Oh, I forgot the name of this type of graph. But yes, that means every point they intersect. That's what that graph means. And sorry, and then this one, yeah, they intersect. The equation where the initial pressure is at the flow is everything. This is physics equation. Okay, what is? Okay. So we can subtract. We can subtract the initial pressure. So P minus P equals rho G H rho times the acceleration to the gravity, and then that should give you the height. Yes. 4x squared plus, what's the possible value of b? Okay, the discriminant. One solution, that means b squared minus 4ac equals 0. So what's b squared? B, we don't know, so b squared minus 4 times 4 times 9, so times 9 equals 0. Okay, 4 times 4 is 16, times 9 is 144. So b squared minus 144 equals 0. Add 144 and then take the square root. So equals 44. Take the square root. Square root, and we get plus or minus 12. Okay, yes, we don't have negative 12, so we have positive. Okay, Sierra recorded the gender and eye color of all the students in her biology class. The results are shown in the table above. Okay, it's saying a male student, so we're in this zone. If a male student is selected at random, what is the probability that she It's 6 out of 15. That's the answer. Or 6 out of... Okay, they simplified it. Okay, divide both sides by 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So 2/5. And the key word here was a male student is selected at random. So we're already generalized to this group. Okay. Kelly enlarged the area into 2.5. I'm converting this to a percent. 2.5x. 2.5 of its original size. And then we can call x the original size. What is the area of the enlarged photo? So the enlarged area is basically 2.5 times the original. And what's the original? It's 35. So 2.5 times 35. That's going to be 87.5. Okay. If x is a solution... Okay. So let's square this. We get... Okay, let's do this. Okay, so negative radical x. I'm just shifting the terms. Plus 3 times negative radical x plus 3. So negative times negative is positive, but radical x times, so that'll be x. And then negative 3 radical x minus 3, so it'll be negative 6 radical x and plus 9 equals x minus 3. And then, wait, okay, so what do I... Okay. What I do? Okay, because I'm just looking. It's gonna be hard to. Wait. Okay, yeah, let's keep going. Okay, minus x, so this cancels. Okay. And we subtract 9. Subtract 9. Negative 6 radical x equals negative 12. Okay, we can divide by -6. -6. The square root of x equals 2. Let's square this. Square this. So x equals 4. And now what is the value of square root of x? So square root 4 minus 3, which is equal to the square root of 1. Square root of 1 is just 1. That was not my favorite problem. And I figured about x. Okay. So the car is moving, the point will go like this, then back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. Okay. So that means that it's gonna go, and let's say that as time passes, the distance is gonna decrease. Yes. 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 It looks very good. This one makes no sense, and this one makes no sense. It doesn't make sense. You're looping back and forth, and this just shows it's gonna be up, down. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. Now the question is A or B because they both look. So this one's starting. Okay, this is at rest. Yes. So the car is not moving. This is saying that the distance. This is saying that the point X is touching the ground. It's the opposite. It should be up because the point is up here. That's why it's choice A. Graph of the function f is shown. XY plane of the function f is defined as f of x equals a over bx. Okay, so what's the slope here? This is 0, 2, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 6, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Yeah, okay, 6, 4. Find the slope. 4 minus 2 is 2. 6 minus 0 is 0. 2 over 6 is 1 over 3. So A equals 1. B equals 3. Because, yeah, 1 over 3, that's the slope. Which means, and then C is the constant, which is 2. Because that's the y-intercept. So C equals 2. So let's see which one orders from least to greatest. So A has to be last, and then comes C, and then comes B. Yes, it's choice B. 23. In the figure above, a triangle ACD is to right triangle B is parallel. What is the perimeter? Okay, so we see in this triangle and this triangle, they're both similar. You have this angle here, they're both congruent. It's AA similarity. But anyway, you see the most important thing to see is here is that you're multiplying it by 3. When you multiply the perimeter by 3, the perimeter of this triangle will be 3 times. If it was the area, it would be the scale factor squared. If it was the volume, it would be the scale factor cubed. But here it's the perimeter. So then we can what we can do is just find the perimeter of this one, just multiply by 3, since we're trying to find the perimeter of this hole. So, okay, this is a right angle. Okay, we have to use Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so 3 squared plus. Now you may be tempted like 3, 4, 5, but no, the hypotenuse has to be 5, so it doesn't work. 5 squared equals x squared. 9 plus 25, that's 34. Equals x. Let's take the square root. What's the square root of 34? Okay. So then let's add this. 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus the square root of 34. That's 13.8. So that's the perimeter of this one. Now we just multiply by 3. So times 3. And we get 41.4. So it's this one. 41.49 it says on my calculator here, so 41.5. In the xy plane, the graph of those contain the point. Okay. Any type of linear exponent, you want to draw it out always. Wait, let's make this better. Okay. So we have, let's draw that 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay. And 3, 4. Okay. So we have a point 1, 3 right here. And we have the point 2, 4 right here. Okay. And so we have the linear. We can draw the linear like, let's draw it like this. And then the exponential, how would the exponential look? It's positive. Okay, so it'll be like this. Right? Okay, yeah. That's how the exponential will look. Both intersecting at that point. The point R is, or 0, R, 0 is less than R, which is less than 4. So they both contain R, point R on there. And S is greater than T. So if you see in this zone right here, only in this point, only in this zone, will we see that S is greater than T for the linear. So S is greater than T. R will be the same, but in only this section, we see the Y value, which is the S, will be greater in the linear than on the T, the T value on the exponential, which is evident here. So that means that R must be less than these two. R must be in these two coordinates. So one is less than R. Yes, R is in here. That's a hard problem. Very hard problem. If you don't explain it, I'm gonna see if I can explain it better in the comment section. The independent results of the survey. The statement is true based on the results of these surveys. Well, okay. So okay. This is a standard deviation question. Okay. So the variation is the standard deviation. So it doesn't matter the mean. The variation is in the data is the standard keyword for standard deviation. So that means that the standard deviation is the same. So there is equal variation. Okay. 26. During an ice age. So the average annual global. So okay, so we can turn this into equation. So what is the average annual global temperature? That is Y. Yes. So Y was at least 4 degrees Celsius lower than. Oh, okay. So you might be like Y equals greater than or equal to X minus 4 because it was 4 degrees lower. No, you have to be like this. The 4 degrees X minus 4, you have to look at it like this, was greater than or equal to Y. Because it was at least 4 degrees. So this was greater than the average annual. So then if you shift it, it will be like this. Y equals less than. Oh, yeah, this was tricky. So it is actually going to be this. Choice D. You might be tempted by this, but you have to view it like this. This temperature was at least 4 degrees. So it was greater than or equal to the average annual global temperature. In the line M is perpendicular, which is fine, could be. Okay, so we want opposite reciprocal slopes. So 1, 2, 3. This is 0, 3. Then we have, what else do we have? Another point we can use. Okay, this point. We have 5, 6. Okay, then we can use we can do the slope formula. 6 minus 3 is 3. 5 minus 0 is 0. So this is a slope of 3/5. So y equals 3/5 x plus 3. That's the slope. Okay, then opposite reciprocal will be the slope has to be opposite. This y-intercept doesn't have to change, so it could be 3. So it could be like, the y-intercept could be any value. It doesn't have to be 3, doesn't have to be, it could be 4 or 5, but the slopes have to be opposite reciprocal. So the slope has to be -5/3. Which one will give us that? Okay, so so they made this harder for us. We have to isolate for y, so -5x. So you get -5x and divide by 3. You get -5/3. This works. And the y-intercept could be -3. Doesn't matter. This looks like our answer. This one will be -5x, -5x, divide by -3. You get +5/3. No. -3. This is, you get, this one you get this one you get +3/5. No. This one you get -3/5. No. A, yeah, choice A is. I chose find which. Okay, so the way I do these is I find one very, very good point on the graph, and I just plug in. So, okay, this is a very good point. This is exactly 320. 320. And then 100. Okay, so I plug in these equations. Which one? So 0.21 times 320. That's 67.2 plus 32. That is 99.2. That is the closest. A 0.8 margin, that I'm telling you, that's the answer, 100%. You can plug in these other ones, they won't. Even, yeah, 0.43. Okay, let's just try that. 0.43 times 320. That already gives you 137.6 without even adding the 32 yet. That's way too high. And then this one, we remember how we did earlier, 0.21 times 320, that's 67.2. And then you add the 62, that's 120 something, that's out. And this is the same thing, way too big. Okay, so okay, 1 centimeter equals 6 meters. Okay, the ratio, we could do 1 to 6. Wingspan of the moon model. Okay, so it equals 10.7. Maybe if they ask for meters, somebody wants to. Okay, so let's just find the meters just in case. So 10.7, this will be x. 10.7 times 6. 64.2 meters. Okay, this is 64.2 meters. Next. So he wants to make a new model. Okay, where 1 centimeter equals 3 meters. We should find basic. I had them. Okay, wait. Okay, so then we can say 1 centimeter over 3 equals x over 64.2 meters. And then we could do 64.2 divided by 3. That's 21.4. 21.4 centimeters. That's the key thing. So this is 10.7 centimeters. So it's asking for the centimeters. So this is double. 2 times. Yep. 30. How do you know X phone? So he sold X phones 2013. He sold X 2014. He sold 128% greater. So okay, anything that says greater, we turn it into a percent, but we add 1 because it's percent greater. So it's like 1 plus, in this case, 1.28. So 1 plus 1.28, that's 2.28. Anything that says percent greater, then you're adding it. So, or if, like, you remember in the case, it was, I don't think, let's see, question, it was like question, let me see. Can I go back? Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, okay. It was like, it was this problem. I'll see. Where was it? Where was that problem? Right here. 15% fewer. That's 1 minus 0.15. And then more, it's 1 plus 0.2. That's how it works. Same idea. Okay. So that means that this is going to be 2.1 plus 0.21 plus 1 plus 1.28, because move the decimal twice, that's 2.28, and we'll say x times the number of cell phones. And then 2015, so it's 29% greater than this value, which means that it's going to be 1.29 of this value. So anytime this is of, we multiply these two. That's going to be your answer. So that is choice D. That was a tricky one also. Anna was 99 centimeters tall the day she turned 3 years old, and she was 106. Okay, you could just do a table, to be honest. 99 and then add 7.5, so 106.5 when she's 4, and then 106.5 plus 7.5. That's 114, so she's 114. You could also do like find the slope and stuff, but this is just faster. 114 when she's 5. 114 plus 7.5, so she'll be 121.5 when she's 6, and then 121.5, 7.5, she'll be 129 centimeters when she is 7, so 129. Next, table below shows the distribution. How many more white cars than black cars? So we have 4,000 cars. White cars, so we turn this 0.32 of 4,000. Will give us the number of white cars. 0.32 of 4,000. That's 1,280 cars. And then the black cars, so 0.13 of 4,000. So 0.13 of 4,000. 520. So how many more white cars? Sorry. How many more white cars? We just subtract these. So 110 minus 520. That'll be 760. And if I make any mistake in these videos, in the short response or anything, just leave a comment. So table will show how much more does a median monthly enrollment community exceed the median? So how much greater is the median in B than in A? Okay, so the median. Sorry. So what's the median here? We can rank these. So we could be like 1, 2, 3. No. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our median will be right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our median will be right here. So how much greater is the 1B? Subtract again. 407 minus 111. 296. The triangle above, sine of theta equals 2 over 5. Okay, so opposite over hypotenuse. So let's say, okay, so opposite over 10 will equal 2 over 5. Multiply, we could say 5 times the opposite equals, don't be confused by 50, that's opposite, equals 20. Divide by 5. Opposite equals 4. This is 4. So that makes sense because 4 over 10, you simplify, that's 2 over 5. And then if AC equals the square root of n, okay, we can do the Pythagorean theorem now because it's the right angle. So 4 squared plus x squared equals 10 squared. 16 equals 100, and then we get x squared minus 16 equals 84 square root. We get AC is equal to the square root of 84. That's the square root. So okay, so square root of 84 is the square root of n, so n is 84. Okay. In the xy plane, the graph of this, where b and has x intercepts at x equals -2 and x equals -6. What is the value of b? Okay, so let me think about this one. Okay. Let's draw a graph. Actually, let's draw a graph. Okay, so -2. Okay, this is -2. And let's say this is -6. Okay, and let's say we have the parabola like this, right? Sorry, it doesn't look good. But our vertex, the most important part is our vertex should be in between these two x-intercepts, which means it's -4. Because the distance of the vertex has to be, the distance from the vertex to the x-intercept has to be equivalent for both. So it'll be 2 to here, 2 to here. So that means -b over 2, and a is 1, right? A is 1, yes. -b over 2 times 1. This will give us the x value of the vertex, which is -4. Multiply by 2. -b equals -8. Divided by -1. Divided by -1. b equals 8. Okay, what is the density? Well, if you take chemistry, physics, you already know that the density is equal to mass divided by volume. But if you didn't know that, it will give you the keyword here, grams per cubic centimeters. That means density equals grams, which is mass right here. You'll see that, divided by the cubic centimeter. Anything with cubic is volume. That's how you'll know. So density, what's the density in this case? Slab 1. So 44,000 grams divided by the volume. What's the volume of a right rectangular prism? That's just the length times the width times the height. So that is 100 centimeters times 20 centimeters times 8 centimeters. Okay, let's do that. Okay, 100 times 20 times 8. That's 16,000. 44,000 divided by 16,000. That'll be 2.75. That's the density. Slab 2 has a ratio of the, so L to 5 to 2. How many centimeters wide is slab 2? Just asking for this. Okay, we can just do a proportion. So for like 5 to 2 is equal to 125 to x. Yeah, because we're using slab 2. So 125 times 2, 250. 250 divided by 5, that's 50. That was pretty easy. X equals 50 50 centimeters. That is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and the following videos will contain other SAT exams.